This video is about the Concertmate970 keyboard. This video is about the Concertmate970 keyboard. Now, it's kind of noisy out here to be doing a video about a keyboard, but I'm going to fix that with this external microphone. We bought this keyboard for our kids' Christmas present in the early 1990s. It's got full-size keys. It's got 50 rhythms, 100 sounds, and a bunch of instruments. There's the sound select. Well, let's fire it up and see if it still works after all these years. The reason we're testing this keyboard today is because last year, while I was watching my grandson Aiden, he came over and he became very interested in Andrea's keyboard. He proceeded to put a whole glass of soda down on the speaker while he fiddled with all the buttons and knobs. So Andrea calmly removed the glass of soda. I said to her later, "I guess you thought that soda was going to spill." She told me, "That keyboard cost me $2,000. Well, I don't even want to be paying no $2,000 for no keyboard that has soda spilled in it. So if this one works out, we'll give it to Aiden. Then if he spills soda in it, his mom can yell at him. It used to be hers." There's a little bit of a hum coming out of the speaker, but some of it works. Twice a year we go to see a Genesis tribute band, either at the Sellersville Theater or at the Keswick Theater. We go with my brother-in-law Andy and his wife Teresa. And I told Andy that if you watch the keyboard player during the show, if you come home and get a keyboard and press the keys down in the exact same order the guy did it at the show, Firth of Fifth will come out of the speaker, like this. Okay, enough of Firth of Fifth. How about a little Tarkus from Emerson, Lake and Palmer? Alright, enough of this nonsense. Do you know I played Ghost Riders on the Storm on a guitar that's missing a string, and I played most of the song on the missing string? How's that for talent? The real reason we've got this keyboard out is because there's something wrong with it. You hear that humming sound? It's got this weird hum to it. Now the keyboard does work. But we've got to fix it. I can't give it to Aiden humming like that. Here's a bit of a concern. There's been some kind of liquid damage to the bottom. Now whether there's anything in there on that side, I don't know. We're gonna have to take it apart and check it out. Kabong! Here's the inside. There doesn't seem to be too much to it unless there are more parts on the other side. Check this out. Remember the water damage on the back? It got to those parts right there. D104 and D105. I guess they're diodes. Alright, I've got the circuit board turned over. The ribbon cable connecting the keys to the circuit board is soldered in. So I can't disconnect that, which means wherever you take this to work on it, you've got to take the whole thing with you. So there's his brain, there's where all the musical notes come from. I think that other IC on the other side was the audio amplifier chip. This weird thing here with this grease on it, that's the on-off switch. And these pads here are the buttons on the front, and they contact these pads here for the various musical notes and melodies. And down here is where there's damage from some kind of liquid. So the first thing I'll do is I'll just try to clean that up. Unfortunately, with the way this is set up, I can't turn it on unless I flip the circuit board back over. So I'll clean it up, flip it over, turn it on, and see if that humming goes away. I'm putting vinegar on here with a Q-tip, and it's foaming, which means that this damage was probably caused by a leaking alkaline battery. Now when I found this in the basement, there were no batteries in it. I put the circuit board back in. I've had it held in with one screw near the on-off switch, and it's plugged in and it's turned on, and the speakers are completely quiet. That humming sound is gone, and the keyboard does work. Okay, it's all together. All the dirt's been cleaned off it, and guess what? That sound came back. I can barely hear it. The air conditioner's over there. But this is like a humming sound. You can't even call it a humming. It's more like a low-pitched buzzing sound. So what I'm going to do is load this thing up with batteries. Okay, it's on battery power, and it's perfectly quiet. I brought this into the house to work on it, and it's a lot quieter in here, and you can really hear that sound that the speakers are making. It's like a distorted 60 cycle hum. I did check these two diodes that were corroded, and they're fine. I replaced the AC adapter, and it didn't make any difference. So next I'm going to remove these two capacitors and test them. Well, I took those two capacitors out and tested them. They're off by about 10%. They're supposed to be 1,000 microfarad and they're reading about 900. But I thought that's probably okay. I put them back in and I'm going to go after this guy next. We need some capacitors to fix that keyboard. And since Radio Shack went bankrupt and all the stores are closed, the only source of capacitors that I'm aware of is just to find them laying in the street. So we're going to go take a walk and look along the road and see if we can find some capacitors. Well, we've been walking about an hour now, and so far, no capacitors. Wait, is that some? Nah. You found some?
I think so.
Show me where you found them. Oh yeah,
yes,
they are.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
That's great.
Just pick up 3 of them. We don't need them all.
Okay. Maybe somebody will come along and find the others.
Cool.
Yay!
Yay. Well, this was a bit strange. That capacitor checked okay, but when I replaced it with one of a greater value, the humming stopped. The keyboard still works. If I can find a key. Well, it's all back together. And it's as quiet as a mouse. I was playing with some of these different instruments in the jukebox. And then it's got all these instruments here. We'll pick instrument number 79, which is a weird one. How about number 77 is space. And it's, of course, it's got like an electric organ, which would be, there's 10, 11, 12, and 13. Four is the electric piano. I have become so proficient in playing this keyboard that I can play it with one hand and no fingers.